team Brunei Adventurer. Through this presentation, we hope to cause you guilt on your action choices and raise awareness. Take a moment to reflect on yourself and the clothes you wore and the time it took on selecting your clothes, where it all started with, am I trendy enough? The story begins with, I'm always trying to struggle with what I'm going to wear every day. And I wanted to understand what exactly in my closet did I not enjoy wearing. So I was digging through things and looking at the tags and Googled is linen cotton. And I encountered that fashion is inherently unsustainable, masked by greenwashing, where a different company claim that they are ethical. So let's take a look at the ugly truth of our world of fast fashion on the country's economy. On the other hand, the price tags on our clothes hide huge costs on the society and the environment. ILO states that more than a third of garment workers in Cambodia and Pakistan are paid less than the minimum wage, while textile and fashion industry has a long and complicated supply chain. The things that we have discussed up until now are only the tip of an iceberg. Underneath the surface, there are a great deal more. Now, we'll reveal you the ugly truth about one garment. This pie chart here shows each material's each material's annual fiber output accounting to 47 million tons. To produce one fiber clothing line, extensive water usage is required, where 44 billion liters of fresh water is used and 144 billion of carbon dioxide is produced. And we need 3 gigawatt hour energy in this. The fashion industry represents a key environmental trend. The increasing trend of consumption was illustrated that the clothes that have drastically increased from the year 1975 to 2018. Many companies are trying to make us to buy clothes to impress others, but do we actually need it? A large fraction of fast fashion products is made for nothing, where companies makes more than what is needed. It is also under news and it has been proven by one study that 1 in 3 women consistently, due to our reckless consumption, we end up polluting the world silently, and all of us are responsible for this. The fast fashion world creates an unethical production cycle and a destructive supply chain. Do we ever take a moment to consider just for one piece of clothes what tool is making them and what is happening to them and all of the relevant information that is hidden? We cannot emphasize this enough how clothes pollute the environment. You might say we donate or recycle, but the problem is not where you think. It might end up in these graveyard of unwanted clothes. We are not an exception to all this ugly truth mentioned earlier. The ASEAN countries share similar consumption and production and also shoulder the environmental burdens. The data analysis on ASEAN region shows that the amount of visit on fashion industry in these stats shows the carbon emission per capita with the most being Brunei Darussalam and lowest in Myanmar. We also look into the data on sustainable fashion search in ASEAN country. As you can see, how low the percentage of awareness is. Nevertheless, ASEAN has done some advancement on sustainable fashion. Aida?
Our recommendation to all the ugly truth is to develop an app called Price Tag. Price Tag app uses data mining and image processing technology to recognize the fabric materials, and it automatically provides instant information about the environmental footprints such as carbon emission, water, fabric waste, and wastewater for the life cycle of one garment. In short, Price Tag provides all the transparency that customer needs to know. Not only that, Price Tag also provide a platform for businesses, users, and sustainable fashion designer to promote sustainable fashion. How does Price Tag works? This is the home interface. Brand X, Y, and Z are the fashion sustainable designer clothing line. And for example, if the user wishes to know the price of their clothes to the environment, all they need to do is click the camera icon and take a photo of the clothes. Price Tag will use an algorithm to show the environmental cost of their clothing and all the transparency data from the agriculture up to retail in one page. For the Price Tag app to succeed, we acknowledge all the different stakeholders and they play such an important role to support and make the change. We have listed the roles and responsibility of the different stakeholders and how it influenced the fast fashion world, especially across ASEAN region. For the price tag app, it will undergo 4 phases. To ensure the sustainability of the price tag app, we targeted 3 categories of customer and we simplify it to B2B and B2C market, where our B2B will be approaching brands and sustainable fashion designer seller. As of now, we did contact few interested seller across ASEAN, while our B2C will be users across the world. A study was conducted on the impacts of raising awareness of fast fashion world and the influence of the awareness of the consumer. It was shown that with the power of negative publicity, the sales drop. Levi also conducted similar study on the life cycle of one jean, and it was shown that it has to graph on the impact of the bad publicity. We are hoping with the price tag app, we can make a change. Price tag plays an important role in supporting the SDG, ASCCBP, and AECBP. We are hoping to support SDG 8, 11, 12, and 13 with an overall aim to end poverty, take care of and protect the environment, and ensure prosperity of all people. Before we end our presentation, we would like to remind you again to think before you buy, because the change starts with you and it all goes down with, am I trendy enough? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.